Okay, so you've got that killer business idea and you're ready to make it official here in India. But what's the absolute quickest, simplest way to get the ball rolling legally? Well, let's talk about the go-to choice for most first-time entrepreneurs, the sole proprietorship. Right? You're buzzing with this new concept. Maybe you're a freelancer, a consultant, or you're starting a cool little brand right from your home. You know you need to make it official. You need to open a proper business bank account, and you want to look professional. It feels like a huge step, but trust me, we're about to make it super simple. So, before we jump into the nitty gritty of how to do it, we've got to be crystal clear on what a proprietorship actually is. Because its biggest feature is, you guessed it, it's simplicity. And this, right here, is the absolute heart of it. A proprietorship isn't some separate company with a life of its own. Nope. It's just you. It's an extension of you, the owner. All the profits, all the decisions, all the responsibility, it all lands on one person's shoulders. Let that one sink in for a second. You are the business. From a legal and tax perspective, there is zero separation between your personal bank account and your business's. This has some huge implications, some really good and some kind of scary, which we'll get to in just a bit. But first, let's talk about how you actually get this thing registered. All right, now for the practical stuff you've been waiting for. You can forget about complicated corporate filings or endless paperwork. The whole process of setting up your proprietorship really just boils down to two fundamental steps. That's pretty much it. It's a simple 1-2 punch. First, you get the right licenses. Think of these as your proof of existence. Then, with those licenses in hand, you walk into a bank, and they become the golden ticket that lets you open a dedicated business current account in your firm's name. So, the big question is, which licenses do you actually need? And here's the secret most people don't realize. There's no single proprietorship registration certificate. It doesn't exist. Instead, you're just getting a combo of other official papers that together prove your business is legit. And here it is, the key insight that just simplifies everything. This is based on RBI guidelines, so it's the real deal. You don't need a whole stack of licenses. To open that bank account, most banks will just ask you to show any 2 official documents from a specific list of options. And here's the menu of options you can usually choose from. You can just mix and match based on what's easiest and what makes the most sense for what you're doing. So where do you start? What's the absolute path of least resistance? For pretty much everyone starting out, this is your first move. It's a total no-brainer. The MSME Udyam registration is all online, it costs absolutely nothing, and the certificate is generated instantly. You just need your Aadhaar for an OTP. No paper, no waiting, no hassle. Boom, that's one of your 2 documents done. Now, for that second document, you might need to get a GST registration. And for some of you, this isn't really a choice. As you can see, if you're selling goods and think you'll make more than 40 lakh rupees in a year or 20 lakh for services, you have to get it. And here's the kicker. If you sell to people in other states or sell on a platform like Amazon or Flipkart, it's mandatory from the very first sale. Doesn't matter what your turnover is. Okay, so no matter which licenses you end up getting, you'll need to have these core documents ready to go. Your personal PAN and Aadhaar cards are absolutely essential. For your business address, which, by the way, can totally be your home address, you'll just need proof, like an electricity bill. And if you're renting, no problem. A simple rent agreement and a no objection certificate from your landlord will do the trick. Okay, so we've established it's easy to set up, it's fast, but is it actually the right choice for you and your big idea in the long run? To really figure that out, you have to look at both sides of the coin, the awesome simplicity versus some pretty major limitations. So on the pro side, it's super cheap to start, you're the only boss, and the rules are pretty simple. But those cons, they're serious. That first one, unlimited personal liability, is the big one. It means that if the business gets into debt, the law doesn't care if it's business debt or your debt, it's all the same. Your personal assets, like your car or even your home, could be at risk. Also, you can't really raise funds from investors, and your business name isn't protected unless you get a separate trademark. So what's the actual damage to your wallet to get started? Well, while things like the MSME registration are free, you might want to pay a professional to help with something like GST. A pretty realistic budget to get everything set up is somewhere in this range. I mean, that's incredibly accessible for anyone wanting to start a business. We've covered the what, the how, the good, and the bad. Now we get to the final and honestly, the most important question of all. Is a sole proprietorship the right move for you? A proprietorship really is the perfect fit for certain kinds of people. If you're a freelancer, a consultant, running a small neighborhood shop, or just starting a business from home, this is for you. It's also ideal for any first-time entrepreneur who just wants to test a business idea without sinking a ton of money or getting tangled up in complex paperwork. So here's the best way to think about it. A proprietorship isn't about building a massive global corporation on day one. It's about being a launchpad. It's the simplest, fastest, and most affordable way to give your amazing idea a legal identity and get it off the ground. The only question left is, are you ready for takeoff?